The secret is out. There is a formula to getting high quality dates. If you're tired of going on aimless or meaningless dates, or worse off, tired of not going on any dates at all, you're gonna wanna listen to this. I've gathered these tips through research, other people's advice from like matchmakers and love experts and those who I know who are just happily coupled up. And I applied them to myself when I put myself in a dating challenge to try and get real life dates without going online at all. Here's what I did. Firstly, I love the saying that hot girls have hobbies and interesting guys have interests, because it just made me really lean into what I wanted to do. I was like, I really want to learn videography. I want to learn how to go on YouTube. I want to learn horse riding. And these things just gave me like a little pep in my step and a little bit of an edge. And also for when you actually do have a date, it gives you so much to talk about and such depth, and like, it's just interesting to actually be able to address things that aren't just work, aren't just family. You're able to really show your own personality and the things that you pursue in your own recreational time. And I also started to have a detachment to the outcome. So I wouldn't go on a first date like, oh my gosh, this could be my husband. I would just go on the date like, I'm really excited to go on this first date and I'm completely detached. Like, if this is the man that God has in store for me, please God, make it abundantly clear and help me to just see it and enjoy it. And if not, like, just help me to either learn any lessons I need to learn or just have a nice time, even if it's just a one-off. Having that detachment is just so freeing because it also helps you to live in the present. You're not constantly going like 20 years ahead, like, oh my gosh, when we're actually like married and we have 5 children and blah, 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 which yes, we women do. And it helped me to just be in the moment with no expectation, no worries, no judgment, no going all the way far into the future. It just helped me to be like, am I enjoying myself now? And it was enough to allow me to be mindful, to know like, I think I'd actually rather be somewhere else right now, or this is actually really lovely and I would like to pursue it and, you know, go on another date. It's really about taking it one step at a time. Thirdly, I embraced being magnetic. And what I mean by that is I was like, you know what? I'm gonna attract what's good for me and I'm gonna repel what's not good for me. And it was just so freeing to be like, yeah, not everyone's gonna like me. Not everyone's gonna be attracted to me, and that is a-okay. Because for the right person, I'm gonna be the perfect prize. And I think that when you have this mindset, like I am magnetic and I will attract the right person, it just fills you with confidence. And I think it makes you stand straighter and it just makes you a bit more, I don't know, it gives you like this feminine mystique if you're a woman, which is like an edge of just, you know I will attract the right person. I trust God. I trust his timing. I trust his plans. I trust that I'm in the right place at the right time. And there's something in that that just makes you really attractive. And then you really do become magnetic. Fourth, I stopped obsessing about my own achievements and I started thinking about what I bring to the table just in terms of who I am. Fourth, I just got out there. I ended up having like really random dates last year, from networking events, just being able to actually put yourself out there and realize that, you know, your social life is a bubble and you're trying to meet someone who is in another bubble right now, and you just need those 2 bubbles to combine and to meet. And in order to do that, you need to go outside of your comfort zone. So I started to just go to things I wouldn't normally go to, because it's good to say yes to these opportunities. In fact, I actually encourage people to default to yes, especially if it's events that are in line with your values, with who you are, your personality, your community. And you know, if someone asks you out on a date and you're not sure about them, but you're like, you know, why not? Then it's a yes, then default to yes, say yes, try it. Also, consistency is key. What I've learned for sure is that some guys just won't make the move like immediately, so they need to see you a few times or repetitively. In fact, I've got a male friend who he very much loves reading into signs. And if he sees the same woman again, like in different contexts or I don't know, at the same event every week, it's in his mindset, like she's in his psyche, then he's more confident to ask her out. So consistency is definitely key. Keep going to the same events, especially if you like someone there, because you want to build up that rapport. And also, I've said it in my modern dropping the hanky video that like men literally told me that in order for women to be able to drop the hanky, they need to be like in their line of vision, in their sight. So you want to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time and that you're literally in his line of sight. It really sometimes is all about proximity. So just getting near people It's gonna up your chances of someone asking you out or of a date coming out or whatever. Proximity is key. Just from being in the same room as other people, you are obviously more likely to end up on a date with one of them. So get out there, default to yes, proximity is key. Get in his line of sight if you found someone you like. I also started learning how to drop really good hints. So, you know, just say things like, oh, that exhibition looks amazing, I'd love to see it someday. Or, oh, you live near that really beautiful park, right? I've always wanted to go. Or, what film were you saying you wanted to see? I really fancy going to the cinema soon. These are all perfect opportunities for guys to swoop in and be like, oh, why don't you come with me? And it's like, yeah, ding, ding, ding. So definitely upping my obviousness has helped, because I think I always thought my hints were really good, but they were just so subtle that literally no one was picking them up. So now I'm getting more confident, more bold at just really dropping the hanky, like literally shaking the hanky in front of some of these guys, which has paid off. It has paid off. So definitely women, learn how to drop the hanky and to be a little bit more like flashing green light, because these guys, they don't really take the subtle hints. And I think as women, we try to gauge it so subtly because we want to be so careful, but it's completely fine, like just saying things like that. Because again, even if he doesn't pick up on it or he doesn't like me and he doesn't do anything with it, it's like, whatever, I threw it out there, I tried. And if he does, it's great. And lastly, I stopped thinking there are no good guys out there, because when I had this mindset, it stopped me from actually going out and networking, because I'd be like, well, what's the point? I'd rather just stay home and read a book than have to get ready and go out and commute and then, you know, go to this event. And it was this really toxic mindset actually, because if I'm thinking there's no one good out there, I can't be bothered to go. That means that so many other people are also probably thinking that, you know, like, oh, there's probably no one good, so I'm not going to go. And that actually does result in no good people being there, because everyone's like, no, no, no. So I really switched that. I was like, no, I'm not in a place of scarcity. I have to see this as like, it's an abundant world. There are so many wonderful, eligible single men out there. I only need one. And I might meet him tomorrow, I might meet him in 7 months, I might meet him in 2 years. And I have to trust the process, but I need to be an active player in that process. So I know when I'm at home, I can't be meeting new people necessarily, unless they are like my Ocado driver or something. But I also don't want to go to events on the off chance I'm going to meet someone, because that just brings with it A, a desperate energy, and B, way too much pressure. So now it's like, I just do things that I like doing. Like I went to this lovely evening, which was like bourbon and bluegrass music. I didn't even know I liked bluegrass music, and I left with 2 CDs because I was like, this is amazing, it's so much fun. And it was just lovely, and I met new people there, and it was great because even if there was no one there, I would have enjoyed myself. So I think, you know, just being more open to trying new things, going to things because you enjoy them. Because again, like if your life is full, it's fulfilled, you're only gonna let it be interrupted by the right person. And that will be very easy to discern, you know, when you're on dates and you're kind of like, oh, do I like this person or not? Again, going back to that first point about hobbies and interests, if you are in the spaces of the things that you're interested in, you're more likely to meet someone who also shares the same interests. And that immediately bumps up the quality of your dates and the ability for you to actually meet someone who is aligned with your values and your interests. Not that you necessarily need to share the same interests, but you certainly need to share the same values. We can change a few things to just get better, high quality dates. I recently joined a gym, and at first I joined a women's only gym, which was really lovely, and I learned so much there. But then I was like, I am doing myself a disservice by not going somewhere where there could be men who I might be interested in, vice versa. Like if I'm at a women's only gym, there's 100% no chance that I'm gonna meet a man in there, you know? So it's like trying to also be logical and prudent and wise. And it was really nice because my gym induction, I was like just joking with the personal trainer, and then like 2 guys in the gym just started talking to me. Like one of them was well, because I looked really confused at one of the machines, and then he showed me how to use the machine, like, and it was just a nice interaction. It's also good for women, for, you know, that feminine energy, to be alongside masculine energy. Especially as I think as single women, it's sometimes really easy to want to just gravitate towards other single women and to just kind of flock together and be really girly together, but it's so good for us to have that male energy and vice versa. So that's been a really good tip for me. And then also talking about the proximity point, I started taking my dog on the same walk every day. And what this meant was that I was seeing the same people every day, right? Because it was just like similar timings, maybe they're walking their dog or they're working or whatever. And I just struck up so many new conversations. In fact, I've made new community friends, including one quite cute guy who I actually haven't seen in a few weeks. But what I mean by this is I used to take my dog on different walks every single day because I love variety, I like nature, I love seeing new spaces. So it'd be really fun for me to do a rotation. But I just decided, like, let me just stick to a schedule, let me stick to a routine. And that really helped me to actually build my community and to meet new people. Like, you almost need to just decide you really enjoy, I don't know, a book club night or a comedy night, or, you know, a church event night, and just be like, I'm gonna solidly go for 6 months. Or however long, and you just try it, because the thing is, like, you're there's people coming in, new people coming in and out all the time, and you just need to figure out, like, is this my place? Like, is this somewhere where I feel I can thrive, where I feel like I'm learning, where I'm interested? Even if I don't meet anyone here, it will never be a waste of time, you know? So there is just something so good about being true to yourself, but also putting yourself in spaces where the opposite sex is. So whether that's a gym, whether that's a cafe. So I also did talk about the fact that I work from home quite a lot. And there's this really cute cafe that's open near my flat, near my apartment. And I just decided to sit in it for a few days. And honestly, it's really easy when you have a dog because everyone wants to talk to you. I think the dog is just such a good icebreaker. People are like, oh, what's your dog's name? And they'll ask you that before they ask you your name, which is hilarious. And actually one guy started on that line, and I said to him, I was like, why does no one ever ask me my name? Just because I thought it was really funny that people always like talk to you about the dog, but it's because it's like less intimidating to ask the dog's name than a human's name, right? Anyway, so I started sitting in this cafe and, you know, just ordering a black coffee, Americano, and doing a bit of work there on my laptop, whether it was like editing these videos or anything. And people strike up conversations with you. I was like, okay, the social experiment. I actually took myself out of my comfort zone. Instead of being at home, I was working outside. Okay, instead of doing my variety of walks, I was actually going on set walks, set places. And this all helped me to build community, to meet new people. And actually I did get some dates. So I wanna say that this is the formula to successfully upping the quality of your dating life and your dates, because you're meeting people who either you have something in common because you're going to the same place, or you have a similar hobby or interest, and there's already a shared interest there, and that can really help to spark up conversation. And obviously having a dog helps, I will say that, because they're just the best wing women, wing men, wing dogs. But yeah, anyway, I hope this has been somewhat helpful. I'm sure there are 1,000,001 other tactics and ways to actually, you know, really level up your dating life this year and hopefully end up in the right relationship and find your person. So if this has been helpful, if this hasn't been helpful, do leave a comment, because I'm learning. This is new for me, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, God bless. Bye.